And we're back. I'm Dr. Yassir Sonbol. Let's dive right back into today's medical conversation. Hello, welcome back to Real Medicine, Real Lives. Do you love what you're watching? Don't miss a moment of Real Medicine, Real Lives, or any of your favorite Now Media TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access to our full lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Spanish. You prefer to listen on the go? Catch the podcast version of the show right now on Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv. From business and breaking news to lifestyle, culture, and everything in between, Now Media TV is streaming 24/7, ready whenever you are. So welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Yassir Sonbol, and we're here with Erika Butler, who's helping us reimagine what the workplace could look like, not as a place of stress and harm, but as a place that actively supports healing and growth. So in this final segment, Erika's going to help us reimagine the workplace, what the workplace can look like. Not as a place of stress or harm, but that a place that actually supports healing and growth. The root of the challenge is that too many workplaces still hurt people's health. But with the intention and leadership, companies can create cultures where both people and performance thrive. Erika, welcome back.
Thank you.
Tell me, give us an idea. What does a truly healthy workplace look like in real life?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's where people can bring their whole self to work, where they just feel good coming to work. They feel supported, feel loved, even goodness sake. They have community and they feel like they're making a positive impact and have purpose in what they're doing. That's how I would describe what it's like working at a healthy organization.
So, do you think people can actually, make it a healthy organization? So a lot of people have, for example, some people can say, I am Yassir at home and I'm a Yassir at work, right? But I'm really not like that. I'm the same Yassir at work that I am at home. And I think that makes me part of who I am, and it creates that safety and healthy work environment for myself because I don't have to feel like I got to change when I go to work. I'm the same person. Yeah, I may have to be professional at times. I may have to adjust to certain situations, but I'm the same personality when I go to work than I am at home. And do you think employees can be part of that in making the workplace healthy?
Absolutely. Employees have a role in that, but if they don't have the experience at work that shows they can be like that, and if they need to provide for their family or there's more on the line,
Mm-hmm.
I think there's more on the leadership side that needs to foster that. But you're right, I agree. Every employee has an impact on the culture, so there is onus on the employee for sure.
And so what can a leader do or an employer do to really push that to say, hey, we want you to be part of making this a healthy work environment?
I think it does sound simple, but just creating that awareness that that's a value the organization shares and inviting people to do that and celebrating it. And even things like employee resource groups, putting things in place that allow people to engage in different ways outside of just their job. So it could be a community service organization, it could be career development, it could be employee resource groups for Hispanic organization that everybody can join, even if you don't have a Hispanic background, things like that. It really is powerful and paves the way for creating that space.
Mm-hmm. And so, what do you tell leaders or organizations about why it's really important for them to care about people's health, not just about the productivity of what they're doing?
Well, it is the right thing to do. I think most of us as humans want to, if we're leaders, we want to lead places where people feel healthy and supported and that they're thriving. I think most of us would say that. But again, it's not always the case, and not everyone was trained how to do that. It's not always natural for everyone. So that's what I'd have to say about that.
Okay. And is there things that employers can do to encourage that they are really not only caring about the well-being, not only care about productivity, sorry, but also care about the well-being of their employees?
Yes. So, I mean, everything from creating wellness programs to speaking openly about it to role modeling it for employees and showing vulnerability. I think vulnerability is really powerful as a leader to show that to your staff. They feel like they can also have that and you're modeling the way for them to have that as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever encourage, for example, an organization to say, have an exercise room or a yoga room or, whatever, a room to meditate in or things of that nature to encourage not only health and fitness and just, stress relief, etc. at the workplace, but shows that this is a way of they care about their health and their productivity?
I've been part of supporting gym passes and all of that and gyms at work, but I've never been part of putting a yoga room in place. But I do think it's great, and it just shows the commitment of the workplace to make that happen. So I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, and have you noticed, for example, that has a positive impact? I mean, you get the feedback from the employees when they do that, that actually has a positive impact on the workplace.
Every time I've seen a wellness program launched or be part of it, I get good feedback. All things from, even a health challenge that we're going to set a 3-month goal and see who achieved their goal, that kind of thing. And we track it together. Anything like that, people rally around it and feel excited to do that with their colleagues. That's what I've seen. Only positive things.
Do you guys ever do, for example, before you decide to implement this kind of stuff, do you ever do a survey, for example, and say, whether it's dissatisfaction at the workplace, right? And then you implement something like this, and then you redo the survey, let's say 6 months later, and you try to see if the results had a positive or negative impact on the previous survey. Can you give us an example that's something like that? I mean, I don't know if I'm wording it correctly, but something like that, where you're able to track that these changes have actually made a difference.
Just being fully honest with you, I've never quite had that detail. We've tracked much more engagement and people feeling emotionally, psychologically safe at work and feeling supported and healthy that way. So in that sense, every time we've listened, and for instance, I've been part of rolling out flexibility work arrangements, even as something small like jeans at work, just things that employees are asking for. Then the next year they're surveyed, I've seen results double jump of just people satisfaction. I've seen turnover cut in half. I've seen more people getting promoted internally. Amazing like metrics that show that people are healthier and doing better at work, that kind of thing. But to be honest, not exactly like, checking someone's, a wellness rollout. But
No,
that
I
is
mean,
a good
this makes
idea and
sense.
we should do it. That is a good idea that you have.
No, no, I'm just curious because I mean, if you're telling people, hey, we've shown that this is better. I mean, everybody likes hard data to a certain extent. I mean, that's just the way the world works. So, I mean, I'm just curious if you guys have that kind of stuff. So, tell us more about how does a healthy workplace, lower stress, reduce burnout, and actually turnover.
Yes. So when you have a workplace that people feel like they belong, they feel supported, engaged, that they're getting good training, all those things, I have seen it many times, but turnover drops. One instance, I saw turnover cut, just giving examples, from 14% to 7%. I saw in 1 year, 100% of the job offers accept it. So people even, you have employees and leaders interviewing people and they want to be part of this because they see the passion, the energy. It just shows people are thriving at that workplace. They're excited about what they're doing. They feel the leaders are caring for them, supporting them, developing them. You see these real metrics move. So yes, like I said before, of course it's the right thing to do to care about people's health. But when you show up and take care of them emotionally, physically, psychologically, all these things, the numbers in business also go up and it goes in the right direction.
Have you ever been part of some place where you went there and they said, yeah, we have this really high turnover, and then you kind of look at their system and then you say, why don't we make the following changes, and look back later and said after these changes their turnover actually went down?
Yes, and they call me the HR rock star. I can give you other examples, but the one that sticks out, the first time I ever got to be part of it and see that everything I learned in my master's and in my experience really works,
Uh-huh.
I had a chance to really roll out everything from the focus groups they weren't doing, everything from the like new hires were leaving. So we did like all these touch bases, we connected them. We did a mentor-mentee program. We did a career development committee. And literally in a year, turnover did cut in half. And I could tell you other stories, but this one stands out because it was such a win that I got to be part of. And we had open positions we filled quickly. I mean, literally every important area of HR went up. It was really, really cool at a Fortune 100 company. That's the first time I saw it in action, and we've been able to do it ever since.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So, take us towards the end of the segment. I'd like to say, what's your vision for the future of work and where businesses, success, and, human health go hand in hand? How do you envision this moving forward and creating this environment moving forward?
Yeah, so I'd like to speak a bit on the international scale because in places now, like for instance, Dubai, I work in Dubai, a big fan of it. They have health checks and they have wellness centers that not everybody, but they're going in that direction where they're really caring for their employees' health and they're going out of their way to be proactive. And it matters to them that their employees are making healthy choices and leading healthy lives, that their leaders are leading that way. So that's just one example in another part of the world that they're integrating that so in depth to what they're doing. I think more we see how important health is to what we can do in our life, our energy levels, everything. It impacts everything in work. So I think it's going to be cared about more and more. For us, we're going to keep investing in that.
Okay. Give us just one powerful change a company can make that puts people first.
If I had to say anything, the number one thing, if you do not have two-way communication in place where people can speak up anonymously, find ways to put that into your regular day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month commitments as a leadership team.
Okay, Erika, this has been really, really valuable. I've loved this conversation, honestly. And can you give us, last time for the viewers, where people can follow your work and continue this conversation with you if they'd like to?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find us on Now Media, the Go Hire Show. Also at our website is Go Hire, GOHIHR.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can send us a comment, question, and we'll definitely get back. We aim for 24 hours always. And we are also on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. So love to hear from you and engage and collaborate. Thank you.
Thank you. Erika, thank you so much for sharing your important insights on this deep connection between work and health. Today, you really helped us see how inclusion, healing, resilience, and care can transform not just the workplaces, but lives. For our viewers, remember this: your workplace has the power to harm or to heal. Advocate for your environments that value you, support your growth, and protect your health. This is Real Medicine, Real Lives. I'm Dr. Yassir Sonbol. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.